Okay, so in this video, we're going to be buying Godlies from not only MM2store, but we're also going to buy Godlies off this website called bloxboom.com. And we're going to compare the two sites, buy Godlies from both sites, see which site is overall better, which site is cheaper, and then hopefully you can see which site you'd want to use when buying MM2 items. So obviously a Godly is one of the best items in the game. One thing that I think MM2store could possibly improve on is adding like a Godly filter. 'Cause at the moment, I'm not too sure which items are actually classed as a Godly because they all look the same on here. And I think something that Bloxboom does quite well is they color code every single item based on the rarity. So obviously ancient items is purple, Godlies are pink, chromas look like this, then vintage looks like this, and then you get all the other colors. So you know exactly which item is what rarity, and they also have a filter section. So I'm going to go ahead and filter down to Godlies down here, which is going to show me only Godly items. So I think on Bloxboom, I may go ahead and buy the Cookie K knife, which is $12.89. On MM2store, it's $12.95, so it's only a little bit cheaper. However, the pricing is pretty much the same. So from what I see is Bloxboom is like only a few cents cheaper on the more expensive items, but on like the lower tier items, MM2store is actually a few cents cheaper. So for big items, Bloxboom's slightly cheaper, but for smaller items, MM2store also seems to be slightly cheaper. So I guess both websites do have their advantages. One thing I do quite like about Bloxboom is not only the design is really nice, but they've also got 24/7 live chat support, which is something that no other site actually does. And I think that's quite good because anyone may have a question or concern, and all you have to do is just message the live chat and get an instant response. If there's any issues with your order, all you have to do is just message the live chat and you've got that constant communication, whereas the other sites, they say that they'll respond to you within 12 hours, which as impatient people, we usually want instant responses. So I'm just going to go ahead and buy the Cookie K knife. I'm going to apply a discount code and I'm going to use code CRB, which is going to get me 10% off. Both websites do have discount codes which get you 10% off. So Bloxboom, CRB, MM2store, you can use code holidays. But let me just go ahead and buy it now. And let me just go ahead and input my payment details. Okay, so now that my order's gone through, all I have to do is input my Roblox username, find my account, say this is me, and then select if my account is over 13, which it is. And then you just say, are you ready to pick up your order? Which I am very much ready to pick up my items. No one wants to wait. And then all you have to do is click this link to join the lobby, which should automatically redirect you to a private server. And there we go, we are in the new server. And then we get invited to a trade by Bloxboom, where hopefully they just go and input the items that I've just bought. And there we go, the Cookie K knife, which is a pretty expensive knife. So let's see if they accept it. And yeah, they've accepted it. So we bought that knife for around $11.69 or something, which isn't a bad price at all. So now let's go buy Godly off MM2store. So from MM2store, I think I'm going to buy the Egg Blade, and it's actually really cheap. $1.27 is actually quite a good price. I'm going to use discount code holidays, and that's going to get me 13 cents off. And now let me just input my payment details. Okay, and then we have to click here to claim our order, and then we need to refresh because usually every time we click it, it gives us an error. So we have to refresh and then this should work. Okay, now you just input your Roblox username. And every time I click it, it doesn't actually do anything. It is a bit buggy, this. And I think I'm gonna have to refresh it again because it does not want to click. Okay, so I've had to refresh it again. Let's see if this works. Okay, now that works. So if there's any issues of it like bugging out, you just have to refresh. Yes, that's my account. I have a Roblox 13 Plus account. Join private server. And let's join it. I'm currently having to jump around apparently according to the bots. And there we go. We've finally been given a trade request. And there we go. The Egg Blade. And then they've gone and accepted it. So very good. We have bought a Godly both off Bloxboom and MM2store. Both sites came through and we got our items pretty easily from both websites. As regards to which website to use, it really is a personal choice considering the pricing is pretty much similar. The only difference is that Bloxboom has that 24/7 support service and is probably a much nicer website to use, but at the end of the day, both websites work when buying MM2 items.